hybrid electric vehicles, fuel cells, large capacity wind generators. These are all green energy technologies that require pure rare earth elements to function, to make them in their manufacture. The 17 rare earth elements are not that rare, but they have a particularly similar chemistry among them that makes separation and purification of the elements especially difficult. China currently holds more than 95% of the global rare earth supply chain. This includes mining, separations chemistry, and manufacture of components. In 2010, China cut their exports of rare earth elements by about 40%, in a shift away from an export rare earth economy to one where they use the elements internally for their own green energy projects. This provides a tremendous opportunity for chemists. In my lab, we're working on fundamental research of rare earth elements that will contribute to an inexpensive and effective rare earth separations chemistry. We expect that our discoveries will contribute to a new U.S. domestic supply chain of rare earth elements that will enable discoveries that will enable the growth and continued growth of green energy technology in the U.S. Thank you.
Lying your way to the truth. The point of science is to tell us the truth about the world. Sure, it lets us do useful things like make iPods and blood pressure medication, but ultimately, what gives science its special value is that it lets us, small and insignificant creatures that we are, find out tortuously and indirectly what the world is really like. But there's just one problem. Many scientific claims are lies. Naturally occurring populations don't follow Mendel's laws, markets often don't clear, chemical bonds aren't really composed of shared electrons. The models and theories from which these ideas are derived contain intentional distortions. In other words, they're false. So how can we learn the truth amidst so many scientific lies? Well, here's the answer. Lying, or what I should really call idealized models, can still get things right where it counts. They can focus our attention on the most important causal factors in a phenomenon. They can reveal the deep analogies between different phenomena. They can point the way to truer theories. We shouldn't accept such models naively, but we should look for their areas of overlap and convergence. Science lets us find out the truth at the intersection of independent lies. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Rome exerts an almost mythical pull on the imagination. It's the universal specific, if you like. It's the place that we all go back to compare ourselves, to measure ourselves, to test ourselves. Images of Rome, therefore, are both good and bad, both positive and negative. Certainly America's founding fathers thought the former. We see eagles, we see fasces, we see the Roman political system, we see Latin pen names. For America's founding fathers, Rome was a model of sorts. But the model that tends to exert the imagination most is the fall and the decline and the collapse of Rome. But by asking, are we Rome? Are we going to fall? We place our own concerns about our own lives on a bigger stage. So the question that I leave you with is this: is it, are we Rome? Or is it, why have you asked?
Anthropology in the 21st century can't escape the hardship of the lives of its research subjects, who have been disproportionately raked through the coals of globalizing processes. Ever larger proportions of the world's population survive precariously today in refugee camps, rural wastelands, zones of ecological devastation, shanty towns, housing projects, tenements, prisons, and homeless encampments. We face an urgent challenge to combat useless suffering. We need to document, analyze, and render visible to a wider public the ways large-scale social, political, and economic forces devastate individuals and their communities. The commitment of social medicine and public health to serving vulnerable populations, combined with anthropology's intensive research method of participant observation fieldwork, and its analytical sensibility of cultural relativism, positions us, as scholars, to develop a theoretical and practical understanding of the ways inequality creates politically structured suffering. Thank you.